Hello, we are the INSS RPPS group. Our project consists in the analysis of the financial structure of the Social Security system through the database provided by INSS DataPrev and the information on revenues and resources by Brazilian states from 2005 to 2014. We also used a database and provided by the Ministério da Fazenda and the Ministério do Trabalho e Previdência Social, that we have the funds and the financial system of RPPS at each state. The own regimen of Social Security, called RPPS in Brazil, is maintained through revenues that come from the state itself as well private sector. This is the primary resource of revenues for the RPPS. The Southeast is the largest revenue sector, led by the state of São Paulo, because it has the largest number of public employees. In the period analyzed, the state of São Paulo showed a successful increase in the revenues each year, and this is a development of the inflation and influence in the wages, as well as an increase in the number of public employers. We also can see the expenditure analysis that almost all federative units kept their expenses always growing in the relation to previous years. Among the states that did not follow the growth of the expenditure are the Distrito Federal and Paraná. The behavior of the state of Paraná presents a great discrepancy in the analysis of expenditures, showing a abrupt drop in 2011, granted a data program without the years of 2012 and 2013, and in the year of 2014 expressed triple the expenses in the relation of the highest expenditure year. The project also included analysis of the reserves and investments funds. The investments consist of an effective distribution of the real net assets of RPPS between the states of Brazil. The actuarial report is defining the funds of this distribution. The state that has the largest investment is Rio de Janeiro, because his value is similar to all the Brazil investments added, because the revenue comes from a law that the state of Rio de Janeiro has to provide assets to RPPS funds. This law keeps the assets linked to RPPS, and this law can guarantee the stability and the resource to pay the RPPS to all the employers of the states. The analysis of RPPS investments funds was the most relevant part of the project. It has demonstrated that in times of crisis, investments funds can rather sustain the whole system, and the process of selection the funds is very judicious, and therefore it can guarantee a liquidity, security, and the development of the funds. The RPPS, a social security system that links the country's public employers, is sustainable from the economy point of view. The analysis of the data developed here from 2005 to 2014 do not reflect the current reality and are outdated, since the economic reality of Brazil was very different at this time. The crisis that started in 2014 and it is present until today should not, but end up changing many results of the state's funds linked to RPPS. The social security system, by being supportive ended up extracting from the RPPS funds largest amounts of money so that the deficits could be relieved in the other pension systems that were more affected in their income by the crisis. The database of investments per unity of federation is completely out of the reality, and if it was true, he would show it a great diversion of capital. For example, we have 270 billion of reais for Rio de Janeiro, and we have a lot of states that did not need this capital, and with some projections as well, we can see that this amount of money could end all the secured systems debits. So we are question the validity and the authenticity of this data and saying that it's uncertain. Expenditures and revenues appear to be closer to the reality of each state and the country's economy, but even so much data has been hidden or no sense at all, such as the fall in spending in the federal districts between the years of 2013 and 2014, and the period that Paraná showed no data. However, the revenue seems to be following the logic. The state with more people is the one that collects more and grows with the development of the economy in all the country. The analysis of RPPS investment funds was the most relevant part and showed to us that in times of crisis, the fund can just support all the social system. The process of selecting the funds is very judicious and very bureaucratic. This is very bad for the income of the investment funds. The large outflow of funds during the analyzed period, 2015 and 2016, is due to the fact that we are in one of the biggest crises of Brazil has faced, the largest since the implementation of the real plan. The funds were supposed to have a much higher income in that period, but due to the excessive transfers of foreign exchange and the reduction of various funds, the profits were much lower than expected. With a more structured withdrawal plan, always guaranteeing a fraction of the funds rendered, and with a policy of binding assets by law, the funds of RPPS can support the social security system. There is no need for a pension reform, especially for RGPS workers. RPPS has incomes and funds well defined so they can be more profitable. The social security system in Brazil due it to the solidarity and compulsory, and this ends up removing the freedom of the worker to be able to plan and to have economic sustainability. The guidelines need to be improved so a greater development of the entire welfare states takes place. The pension reform is meant to solve an immediate problem, and nothing changes in the funds and their management. That is, there will be again a problem of actual imbalance.